Hi, my name is Bonda and I'm back with FPL Context. Before we get started, kindly give a like and don't forget to subscribe for more FPL context from Gogostyle. Today we take a look at my FPL transfer tips for Game Week 3. I know some FPL managers are fuming over players with no points return, some are just buzzing, but I think we can all agree that Game Week 2 wasn't that good for most of FPL managers. So, without wasting any more seconds, let's start with Man United players. The most selected players from Man United are Marcus Rashford at £9.0 million, Luke Shaw at £5.5 million and Bruno Fernandes at £8.5 million. Together they've collected only just 15 FPL points, while Yoan Wissa for Brentford at £6.1 million has collected 20 FPL points, but that's a story for another day. The big question is that, do you keep them or sell them for Game Week 3? In my honest opinion, don't panic just yet. I think if you own any player from Man United, keep him for just Game Week 3 as they are going to face Nottingham Forest at the Old Trafford. I like to think they will have some good returns in that fixture. After Game Week 3, and the performance is still not improving, no returns, get rid of Man United players because after Nottingham Forest, they go on to face Arsenal and Brighton. Those are not easy fixture for them on paper, especially with their current performance. Moving on, let's look at Arsenal players. Starting with Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães at £5.0 million, he has started on the bench for the second time this season, so the question stands, do you keep or sell him? What I can tell you is this: Mikel Arteta is trying to introduce a new style of play at Arsenal, with 3 players at the back line when in possession and 4 when defending, and this style of play requires only one natural center back, and it's clear that Mikel Arteta prefers William Saliba, who is now priced at £5.1 million. So in my opinion, I think you should monitor his game time for one more game week. If Mikel Arteta continues to use Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães from the bench, you should consider look at other options, like William Saliba, Ben White and many more with good price. Another player from Arsenal I would like to talk about is Oleksandr Zinchenko, whose price has dropped to £4.9 million. With Takahiro Tomiyasu now suspended, I believe Oleksandr Zinchenko is next in line for that left-back position, and he can be a good replacement for Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães on your FPL team. I'm not saying Oleksandr Zinchenko will 100% take the left-back position for the next game week, but he is a good option from Arsenal to replace Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães on your FPL team. We saw during Game Week 2, Oleksandr Zinchenko was the one who came in for Takahiro Tomiyasu after he was shown red card. Now, let's move on to Brighton. To all FPL managers who own João Pedro, who is currently priced at £5.6 million after starting from the bench for Game Week 2, I believe that caused some panic for some of you guys, but let's remember this about João Pedro: he is £5.6 million, the most cheapest forward on penalties, also playing for a good team. If you start the game, you most definitely will gain points from him. What I'm trying to say is that, if your budget is very tight and there's not other forward option at £5.5 million or less, I can advise you to stick with him and monitor his next 2 or even 3 game weeks. If he doesn't give any returns in that period, then move on without him. But I still believe he is a good option at his price. Let's move on to Chelsea players. With the kind fixtures coming up, I believe they are one of the team you should consider their players, but with the current form and Mauricio Pochettino still trying to introduce his style of play and formation, it's hard to pick the players you sure they're going to give back some returns. With all that being said, I still believe there's one player you should consider buying if you don't already have him on your squad, and that is Ben Chilwell, currently priced at £5.7 million. I would pick him because he is listed as a defender, but with the current style of play and formation Mauricio Pochettino is using, it puts Ben Chilwell on the left wing, and that's very good for FPL points since he is lucky to score more points on goals contribution plus clean sheets. Lastly, for a very friendly price, Malo Gusto at £4.0 million can offer FPL managers a lot. That could be saving some few pound, and also he is looking to be the one replacing Reece James, as we saw during Game Week 2 against West Ham. Well, that's the end of this video. Don't forget to kindly hit that like button and subscribe for more FPL context from Gogostyle. Thank you for watching. Take care.